Hello everybody, Crypto Chaperone here, and today I'm going to be talking about a new ICO that is going to be coming out. It's actually going to be just releasing in its pre-ICO stage in a few days, so I'm here to release this video to give you the best opportunity you can to get into this. A reason I am a big fan of this ICO is because it has to do with the gambling sector of cryptocurrencies. And the gambling sector of cryptocurrencies is growing larger and larger because it is kind of being forced to because of governing of how regular gambling is in just everyday life. If you've ever gambled on sites like FanDuel or DraftKings, which are things that I was really big into before I got big into cryptocurrencies, you'll know that it is getting ever so hard for states to be able to operate these. And it's becoming ever so hard for the average everyday player in these states to continue to play. In places like Texas, I know they've really pushed back on FanDuel, and they're trying to just keep it illegal as long as they can. They don't want people to partake in these online gambling things, which is going to push more and more people onto blockchain gambling, onto cryptocurrency gambling, because you can't stop someone from doing this, more or less. You can't tell someone they can't bet on this because it is not untraceable. It's decentralized. As long as you have pretty much a proxy server on your computer, you could say you're coming from Antarctica and you're playing on this platform. No one will know where you're coming from. Your tokens can pretty much be untraceable depending on where you moved them or how you bought them or whatever. And that is why I think the gambling sector is going to continue to grow. I've seen a lot of things saying that it could even grow up to $1 trillion market in the next like 7 years. So $1 trillion market, it's got to go out somewhere. And if you're not able to play this on the actual internet, on the clear net, when you're logging on just on websites and stuff like that with your actual currency wherever you live, it's going to cause you to partake in this somewhere else. If you really want to bet or take part in casinos or gambling or online gambling or whatever. So I think that cryptocurrency gambling companies and platforms are going to see a huge rush of money, depending on which ones are really the alpha males and the more dominant ones that we see. And this company right here kind of has a lot of factors going towards it that make it more of a dominant cryptocurrency gambling platform. So this ICO, this company, is called ViaBet. The website, you can check it out at ViaBet.io. You always want to make sure you go to the right website for any of these. You never want to invest any cryptocurrency in something that you are unsure of the website's actual address. I know a lot of times you can see a lot of phishing sites come up, viabet.com, viabet.org, .biz, whatever. Anyone can buy it and completely replicate this whole site, and you could potentially lose a lot of money if you're not investing in the right site to the actual team or the actual ICO. So you always want to make sure you go to the legitimate, authentic site. Here you'll be able to check out everything about it. We're going to scroll down through this site, and I'll kind of just talk to you guys about it as we go. ViaBet is introduced as the world's first cloud betting casino. Now, what is cloud betting? Cloud betting is it gives the opportunity for an average everyday user like you or me to become the casino, the house. And if you've ever heard anybody go to a casino, or if you've ever, been down on a losing day, you always know the house always wins. So why would you not want to be the house in this opportunity? And that is something that really makes ViaBet different from other gambling sectors. I have not seen another gambling ICO being introduced that gives you the opportunity to be the casino. And it is really cool because they give you a few options as being the casino. You can be the casino, you can provide your own bankroll to the machine, and that way, as winners win or lose, you would get all of the profits that they win or lose, subtracted minus the percentage that it costs to run your machine or run your casino game, whatever it would be, via promoting, advertising, stuff like that. There's also another option if you don't have a ton of money and you just kind of want to take part in this, and you still want to be the casino, ViaBet also offers bankrolls to people. So if you do want to run a machine, they will give you a bankroll to your machine to run the machine, and you will just make a little bit less than if you provided your own bankroll, but you will still make profits from what people are playing on the machine. It gives everybody, a big user or a small user, someone who really wants to take part in this or someone who just wants to try it out to see what it's like. It gives everybody an opportunity. A way for you to become the casino. There's actually going to be two kinds of coins involved in this platform. The coin that you're going to be purchasing on the ICO and the pre-ICO is going to be called an XVIA token. It's going to be called the VIA token. And that is going to be what you can use to kind of spend money on other machines, kind of like Bitcoin and stuff like that. It would be the main cryptocurrency that you could use to play machines. There's also going to be another currency called edge tokens, which are going to be trickled out from machines that you play as a player, not as the house. And to get these edge tokens, you would have to play just games that either the platform already owns or other players that have played the platform and started their own casino games have started. You have to acquire enough of these edge tokens to be able to become the casino yourself. So potentially maybe it's 1,000 tokens or 100 tokens of edge tokens you have to acquire, and you can become your own casino. Now, when you become your own casino, your edge tokens are also going to slowly trickle out as they did to you while you were playing from other people's machines or from the gambling platforms, machines in general. So you can continue to play other games and earn edge tokens to keep your games running, or you could just let your game run out all of its edge tokens and you could pull your profits from it or whatever you make and continue from there. There's going to be a few currencies that you can use to gamble with on this. It's going to accept Bitcoin, Bitcoin Cash, Ethereum, Ethereum Classic, Litecoin, and the XVIA token that is associated with the platform. So it gives you a few options to gamble with. As we scroll down, it kind of just gives you a roadmap of how the actual gambling would take place if you wanted to become the house, or if you do want to become the house, you can set your own edge odds and everything along with it and the price that it would cost. You can just set your own casino up. And that's something that is definitely very cool, especially in cryptocurrencies where this could be the first thing in this whole space that is doing this, and this could cause more companies to do this. Now, they, so far from what I've seen, are the first company to do this, so they have their foot in the door first. I think they will continue to do well through developing, and I hope that this continues to do well and just takes off, because it definitely looks promising. It looks like something that is interesting in the fact that it gives the everyday user the opportunity to be the house. So just if you're always losing, why not take the opportunity to be the house? You could set your own odds. You could leave the odds at just whatever they're defaultedly set at and just play from there. Potentially make your money back or see what it's like to be on the other end of the spectrum. We scroll down, we could see what their roadmap for development is. We are currently in Q4 of 2017, so here we are now with the pre-ICO and the public ICO. The pre-ICO, I know they are starting that on November 14th, which is in just a few days. So if you do want to partake in the pre-ICO, they're going to be also offering a 40% bonus on the pre-ICO, which would convert 1 Ethereum into 1,400 XVIA tokens. If you take part in the public ICO, it would be 1 Ethereum to 1,000 XVIA tokens. If you do want to play on this platform and take part in this whole gambling idea, I think it would be in your best interest to invest in the pre-ICO, because you can just use all of these coins to gamble back onto the platform, and it could potentially just give you a bigger win maybe, or you could just play with those 40% as just free money and cash out your actual investment or exchange it or sell it or whatever you want to do. I think the 40% bonus is great, especially in a gambling platform where it could just encourage you to want to play more. I also really like this because I feel like it's a very well-flowing community. You have to spend your VIA tokens or whatever tokens to earn edge tokens, and you have to earn edge tokens to keep your casino machines running. And if your machine or if your casino machine stops running, you'll have to earn more edge tokens to be able to start it up again. It's going to keep people playing on other people's games. It's even people who are already owning games are going to have to continue to play on other games, and it's going to keep a complete ecosystem kind of moving in full motion, because if you want to take part in anything, you're going to have to continue to take part in other things. It's definitely something that's cool. It's kind of like rewarded for just doing whatever you're going to be doing on the platform. I've seen that they have talked and said that they are planning to release on 2 exchanges. They've negotiated, I guess, with 2 exchanges already. I'm assuming as soon as the ICO is done, whenever the coins are released or however it's done, they are going to be on their 2 exchanges relatively quick. So that could definitely help with the price. Another great thing about this company is they actually offer a buyback opportunity. It's going to be offered quarterly, and they're going to offer a 10% buyback quarterly. And the minimum buyback is going to be what the ICO price was of the coins. So potentially, if you're taking part in this and you're really vigilant on even the buyback opportunities, you could not really lose in this ICO. Even if you bought in at the pre-ICO, you could sell your extra 40% of coins for more than what the ICO price was, and you could make 40% more just off the bat of selling your coins back in a buyback opportunity, which is just kind of like a safety net to fall into in this company. Even if it does collapse below the ICO price, you'll still have the opportunity quarterly to sell into that 10% of coins back. Just hold on to your coins and sell them back in the quarterly buybacks if you have to. In the pre-ICO, they're going to have a 7,000 Ethereum hard cap, which equates to roughly 9.8 million tokens distributed. I've seen them talking about their whatever coins they don't sell in the ICO and the pre-ICO. It's pretty much going to be a community decision what happens to those coins after that. They could potentially burn the rest of the coins. They could use them as bankrolls on the site for casino machines, or they could give more to the actual participants of the ICO, which is something like what Costs did. What I mean by that is if they sell out 50% of their initial tokens and the supply that they have, they would just give everybody double what the tokens that they bought were. And the tokens would be pretty much cut in half of value. That's pretty much what Costs did. I think they like tripled their initial selling supply just so they didn't have to burn any tokens or really mess with the contract. But they did give the community and everybody who did partake in the ICO the chance to vote on that and whatever they felt was the best thing to do. If we scroll down here, we can check out the distribution of how the money is going to be spent after they make it. They're going to spend 40% of all the funds raised on house bankroll. Their initial crowd sale goal is $10 million. So they want to have about a $4 million house bankroll, which will definitely keep the community rolling. It'll keep the whole ecosystem rolling because you'll be able to spend your money, your VIA tokens or whatever you want on this house bankroll and potentially win money back that you invested into the ICO. They're going to be spending 9% on legal fees, which we know, as I talked about, all gambling has to do with legal fees, but cryptocurrencies have their own legal fees aside from that. So 9% really isn't that bad in the whole ICO. If you've ever gambled with kind of like a daily fantasy thing like FanDuel or DraftKings, you'll know that they take like a 13% rake of every tournament you invest in. So taking 9% out of the ICO isn't really that bad. Other than that, you can just check out the price. I saw that their token price is 34 cents. That is for the ICO. If you do manage to get into the pre-ICO, you will be paying somewhere, I think, around like 24 cents a token or so. That's what they said when I was reading over it. Here is the buyback payout opportunity right here. Here is the pre-sale bonus and any other bonuses associated with the project. The pre-sale runs from November 14th to the 21st. It is a 1-week pre-sale. After that, you will have the opportunity to buy into it at the initial crowd sale, which will offer a 20% bonus through round 1 up until December 18th. After which you will be able to get a 15% bonus through round 2, as on to a 10% bonus for round 3, and a 0% bonus for round 4. And each round looks like it will take about a week to commence. You will have a few opportunities if you do not take part in the pre-sale to actually earn some more bonus tokens throughout. I think this is a great project, essentially just because of also the buyback opportunity for the opportunity to be the casino. Who does not want to take advantage of being the house? You know, house always wins. If we scroll down here to the bottom of the website, you can see any questions that might be asked. What is ViaBet? Why invest? What does VIA stand for? What is Edge, ICO, ICO Pre-Sale, and terms? They can all be answered down here, as well as any other links to their community channels, their social things, Twitter, YouTube, Facebook, all that's down here, as well as anything else you want to read about. Their blogs, bounties, white papers, facts, ICOs, contact information. I think it's a great project. It looks great. We're going to actually scroll through the white paper real quick. If you just want to take a read through the white paper, it might be in your best interest to read it 2 or 3 times. It is a little bit of a read, a little bit to obtain when you do read through it. They do talk about how they have the probable fairness, that you can pretty much validate everything that you do. If you play a dice game or a card game on there, everything will be authenticated and you will be able to validate it to make sure that if the dice really did roll on 6, you can validate it that it did roll on 6, kind of not like if you ever played on a maybe Bovada or something like that. It's just software that you're running on, and potentially you could just click your button to roll and it could just come up to lose every time. There's nothing to really validate that it was a real win. And these wins are validated in the blockchain. Gives you a little bit more of a comfortable feel behind all the bets that you're making. They give you pretty much examples of everyday uses for however you're going to be partaking in the casino and how the casino is going to work in general. If you are questioning cloud betting, which is the part where users can partake in being the casino, that is answered down through here. That is something that I had questions about when I first looked into this project. It is definitely interesting. They're going to start their platform, I saw in, I think, January, or at least Q1 2018 was what they were hoping for, but I saw it was really early. They were hoping to launch it. They were going to initially launch roulette, blackjack, sports betting, and eventually when they do their alpha release, they're going to have poker added to the site as well. If you are a poker fan or somebody who enjoys poker or whatever, you could participate in the ICO or the pre-ICO and just get your coins and sit on them and wait until poker is initiated on the site and you could partake in poker. Potentially while you're sitting on your coins, they could double or triple in value and you could be playing with a bigger bankroll than what you initially even started with. There's always some good benefits for investing in some of these things, especially if it's something that you are into. If it's an interest you have, if you're into gambling or anything like that, and you gamble regularly, why not take part in the ICOs and gain some of the free money, the bonus that they give out? I will post the links for the white paper and all that below. You can check out everything about their company. You can read it about it in English. I think that's actually the only way they have it. Check out their blog, their Bitcoin Talk forum. I'll post that below as well. They're always very active in that. I know their email, they get back to me relatively quickly whenever I email them. If you have any questions or anything that is not explained to you well through here, through the white paper, if you read through it, or through this website, you could definitely get a hold of them via Bitcoin Talk or via their email. So I'm probably going to leave you guys with that. I'm also going to leave you guys with, I'll probably be investing in this ICO because it does look interesting in the fact that it's the first crypto related blockchain betting that I've seen where it does give the average user the opportunity to become the house. I think as more people come into this cryptocurrency space, even if it's not something that they want to do for a long time, they might just take advantage of it to try it out, which will at least bring some interest into the project. Other than that, guys, always make sure that you look into these projects, do your research, don't take my word for it, look at everybody's stuff. I know that a lot of the videos that I was looking for and that I did come across for this, they were actually in Ukrainian, I think, and like stuff like that, like Russian. I know if you're coming across videos that are in a completely different language, it might be harder to come across any of the information that you are looking to find, but in the long run, just do all the research that you really can. Always enjoy in this ever-growing cryptocurrency space, guys. Have a great day.